Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is for all your seaweed lovers and ocean lovers out there. If you happen to be blessed enough to live by the ocean, such as I am here, there's an array of variety of different kind of seaweeds that come from the ocean in your local areas on the planet. This is one kind of seaweed here. You can research them to learn the names, but all seaweeds have amazing trace minerals, natural sea salt, and they're all heavy metal detoxes. They actually are what clean the ocean. Seaweeds clean the ocean. This one here is really good. This one here has got some red pigment in it, so we have a variety of colors, very cleansing. This one here is kind of like a root looking one, so that's going to be quite nice. And this as well here, we have a nice one. This one is quite very slimy, so my intuition tells me it'll be really good for repairing the intestinal tract with that slimy seaweed stuff. And here we have the bull kelp, which grows out here. These come in big long bull kelps, and they're actually hollow, and I make kelpery dews out of them called the kelp didgeridoo. I'll give you a little demonstration. I'll play it for you. So there it is right there, the kelpery dew. We're going to put some of that, but what we're going to make here is an amazing soup. We're going to add some other things after, but the base is going to be these seaweeds. We're going to cook them at low temperature, very low, the lowest setting, as to not deactivate any of the live enzymes or antioxidants and other phytonutrients that are in there. So we'll be right back. We'll get them on on the stove there. There we now have this pot of water here on the lowest setting on the stove here. So we're going to add our seaweeds here. You want to pre-wash these under the sink really well. If there's a little bit of sand left, that's okay, because it'll just sink to the bottom, so that'll be alright. But just do the best job you can to get off all the sand. And this nice slimy one here, that's going to be a beauty. And these root looking ones here, another beauty. All the amazing colors of this, and then finally the red little garnish there, the little red one. So there, just get those and let them simmer for a couple of hours to bring out the especially the minerals, the trace minerals. They got all 72 trace minerals, varieties of different kinds of enzymes and vitamins and nutrients. So there we go. We'll let that go, and then we'll add some special stuff to the soup once the base is made. Alright. And also, just with the bull kelp here, the big long thing I played the didgeridoo out of, the kelpery dew, I like to also add this to the soup as well. And as well, I'm going to make dehydrated kelp sticks for snacking on, for if you need minerals. They make excellent little tasty snacks. So basically cut these into about 8-inch to 10-inch long pieces. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to peel off the outside here, which could have any contaminations or germs, bugs, or anything, mold, yeast, fungi, whatever it is. Just clean that up. So we just take one of these here and shuck the outside of it like this, and then we're down into all the really good stuff here. So that's what we're going to do with each one of them. So I'll just demonstrate. Then before we put this in the dehydrator, what we want to do is cut more long strips like this. Cut long strips down. That is going to be the dehydrated kale chips like that. So you see they get thicker as you go down. So like there, nice and thick one like that, and nice and wide. So you do all 4 sides like that. They get thicker as it goes down to more meat in there, and all 4 sides like sacred geometry. 4 sides there, and then the last side here, and then all these pieces are going to go into the dehydrator, and these are going to dehydrate into nice kelp snacks. So since we're making the soup a little bit of extra from the excess there, we'll put this in the soup as well. So same idea, basically just take off the outer layer of any of the stuff that could have bugs or something in there from when it was on the beach. Then you get all to the good stuff inside, and then what we'll do is we'll just chop these into little pieces like this. This is another option to dehydrate like this into, instead of kale sticks, they're called kale chips. Another possibility to do. So now we got these. We will just throw these now. Move over to here, back to the soup, and we'll throw the kelp chips into the soup like that. And there we go. We'll just let that soup simmer, and we'll continue to make more seaweed chips here, the bull kelp sticks. And one last note: if you aren't fortunate enough to live near an ocean, then you know there is an alternative. The alternative is to just go to a health food store and purchase dried kelp already and make a soup out of that. If you are fortunate to live near an ocean, you know, get out there and go and harvest some seaweed. It's everywhere, and it's really good for you, very mineralizing for the body. So this is now after getting all the shucking off all the pieces of kelp here. Nice thick, nice pieces here. I'm gonna make excellent dehydrated snacks, and this is what is left over from those pieces I cut. You see how here we got a square, we cut off all 4 sides. So this stuff here can also right here go into the soup as well, in order not to waste any of the seaweed as well. And if the soup is got a lot of seaweed and it's concentrated, you can always just dilute it with more water to make it less seaweed, depending on how strong you like it. So come back over to see how the soup's coming along here, looking good. Look at all those beautiful nice colors and different kinds of seaweeds. So we'll throw in the bull kelp pieces left over from making the dehydrated kelp chips and sticks. And there it is, the nice seaweed soup there, soup base. Alright, really nice. So there it is right there. We'll let that simmer for a couple hours, and we'll put in the rest of the ingredients. Now for the dehydrated goodies, basically just take them here. The dehydrator is now on, and just space them so there's just maybe a tiny little crack in between each one. That way that the air current can flow through them, and they'll help dry faster. Now of course, because heat rises, down below will be the fastest ones to dry, down here below. So if you're at home, it's good to change them, the top ones to the bottom to the top, and rotate them around a bit to get them to go a little bit faster. So that's one tray there. And as they start to dehydrate, they also shrink, as you'll see in the video here. As they're getting more and more done, they typically shrink quite a bit. So you can start placing more of the fresh ones if there's extras. then and place them on the bottom, and the ones that are more drying, put them at the top shelf on the dehydrator. That way you're using the natural dehydrating properties of the dehydrator to keep things rotational and moving around. And then we'll get another layer up here, and it does look like there's going to be quite a few extras here, so as they start to dehydrate, like I said, we'll rotate them around. But see how quick and easy it is, if you do live near an ocean, to make your own kelp sticks. It's fun and easy to do, and they taste excellent. They make a great snack if you're out hiking or anything like that. It gives you the natural sea salt to hydrate your body, and gives you all the trace minerals that your body needs to keep you going. And they're nice and crunchy, and they're awesome. So I recommend it, highly recommend, to make your own kale chips as well. And and even if you don't live near an ocean, then if you do travel near one, then it may be an option for you to make one. But if you don't have a dehydrator, but you live in a sunny place, say like California, then you can just sun dry the kelp or different seaweeds. It doesn't have to be kelp, it could be dulse, it could be any kind of seaweed. Basically, I think all seaweeds are edible. There might be a couple unedible ones, but very, very few. So any common seaweed that is found is basically almost going to be 99% for sure edible, right? Because they basically clean up the ocean and stuff, so they're very non-toxic. They transmute toxic waste and turn it into clean, usable energy for the sea, and they don't take on the characteristics of the toxins that they transform. So they're quite amazing. Seaweed is what keeps the oceans clean from all the pollution we put in it. But there you are, there it is. We'll look back in a little bit and see what these kelp sticks are looking like. Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, we have let this simmer for a good 6 or 8 hours now, so it's all mineralized in the water. And now we're going to add the rest of the ingredients to the soup here. Alright, so now we're going to add some of the ingredients here. We got some shiitake mushrooms here, some small shiitake mushrooms. Alright, we're going to put the mushrooms into some warm water here. And we're also going to put the portobello mushrooms, cut them up here, and this is going to be the meat part of the soup as well. We're going to put in some avocados to give it some meat and texture for something to eat with the soup, some substance. Alright, so all these kinds of mushrooms and fungi are really good for you. Alright, they also provide minerals and good vitamins and stuff. So we're going to put all the mushrooms here into this bowl of warm water, right? Just like warmed up a little bit over in the stove, and then going to put a little plate over top so it's all submerged underneath. That way they're going to get soft and expand. They're going to be a nice soft texture. We're going to let them sit in the warmish to hot water there for 10 minutes or so here, and then we're going to get the avocados ready here. I'm going to get them sliced up, just so you know a really good way to do the avocados is like this. Take the knife and slice down, pressing against the skin like that, and then the other way as well. So then we form little cubes of meat to go inside the soup. Alright, so that kind of idea. We got a couple more here to go, so we'll just we'll get back to you the rest of the soup in just a bit.